Alrighty, let's try this again. So, as you may have seen yesterday on the community post here on YouTube, I did not upload this Flosstube on the right day. I'm gonna put on some lotion really quick. Yeah, it's Tuesday, September 22nd, and this is the second time that I have recorded the same video. Lord have mercy. It's been a roller coaster. The past couple weeks have been really busy, but I am re-recording this one because yesterday I recorded a video and it was kind of cringe. I was so busy with school that I didn't really know what I was talking about. And then B, it was also just like lost in the YouTube world. I started to upload it, to edit it, and it wasn't there when I came back. It was nowhere to be found. So if y'all ever see like a bonus Flosstube video, then that's what that's about. But you know, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get right into it. Let me turn my watch off super quick. All right, so that just doesn't go off. I want to thank everybody for returning to my Flosstube. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, thank you for coming back. If you're a returning subscriber, I think it's super awesome that I can look at the analytics and stuff of YouTube, and I still think like 60% of people are just visiting, like they haven't subscribed or anything. So go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post, because apparently I don't have a schedule that I like to follow. It was just way too late to record again yesterday when I found out that the video was gone. It was so discouraging, but instead what I did is I set up my lights, I filmed a tutorial. I have a crochet blanket pattern coming out, a tutorial over a pattern. I didn't create the pattern, I kind of changed it a little bit. Which you'll see in that tutorial. It is a long tutorial. It's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes, but it starts from the very beginning, breaking down the pattern, talking about the yarn, kind of how to shop for yarn, how to put colors together, and then it also breaks down like each round of the blanket or each row of the blanket. So there's gonna be like timestamps, of course, in that video to fast forward if you need to like skip over that step. But it's a very basic explanation of everything about crochet. So like you have no idea what's going on in the world of crochet, you would be able to make this blanket. So it is longer, but that's gonna be probably coming out Thursday this week. It might be like a how-to Thursday. That's cute. I've got my coffee this morning. It is morning. I just got back from a doctor's appointment. I rushed my first cup this morning, so I thought I deserved a second one. Yeah, I just went in for a dermatology appointment. I just have like seasonal allergies, and they just kind of affect my skin a little bit more than it does the normal person. But all is well. We're all safe and healthy over here. Hopefully you are at home as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and step right into the YouTube stuff, like into the cross stitch and the admin stuff and the haul and new stuff and whips and all that good stuff. But I do want to go ahead and address a couple of things. So first, the mug. I have a spoon in it because my coffee settles and I have to mix it up because I talk too long. But right now it's hot, so I don't mind. It says Great Smoky Mountains Takeout, and it's a person in a tent. Look how cute that is. It's got a little sign. I just absolutely adore the Great Smoky Mountains. I just love the Appalachian Mountains in general. It's you know, gorgeous up and down, but Gatlinburg has to be one of the most beautiful spots. The entire Appalachian Trail. I mean, there's so many beautiful hikes, so many beautiful national park. I mean, it is a national park, but you know what I mean. Like, I have probably been there who knows how many times. That's the reason why I got this tattoo. The reason I drew this tattoo and had my artist put it on me He does really good line work and shade work. So yeah, I just absolutely love Gatlinburg. I got this mug a few years ago when I went in, and it still gives me a chuckle every time I need it. Every time. We've talked about in last Flosstubes how these little bears right here, up there, are little statues from my Gatlinburg trips. Those are the ones that I get when we go as a family. So like if I go with like a girlfriend of mine or something, then I'm not gonna get a bear. Oh my gosh, there's like a bug. Because those are like special for that, you know? I have another huge announcement. I have created my own Etsy store. It is going to be strictly PDF patterns, digital patterns. You're going to get a color one, a symbol one, and then a color and a symbol. They're just snarky comments, they're political, they're fun. I don't plan on doing any full coverage designs anytime soon, but I wouldn't ever say never, because 3 weeks ago, I said I wasn't going to ever create an Etsy store, and here we are. The store name is called Noah Stitches Designs. So Noah is just Noah, Stitches with an S, and then Designs with an S. It's all one word. It's no spaces. I wanted to do it that way, kind of like how I've got, so Noah Stitches here, and then Noah Stitches on Instagram with a dot in between. On my Buy Me a Coffee, it's Noah Stitches. On my, it's all of this. I'm trying to connect this interweb of the same kind of universal name, because I always thought it was so interesting when I would sit there and be talking to someone on Instagram and be talking to a different person on Flosstube and realize a month later that those were actually the same people. So I try to keep my stuff just the same, like general, what's it called? Name and like message. So kind of like I try to cross post on everything so people can see. My Reddit is the only thing that's private, but that's also because it's for school too. So I don't want to plan on. Also, thank y'all for sending me friend requests on Facebook. I only accepted a couple because these are people that I meet up with on Virtual Stitchers every week, and they're my friends. But I won't be accepting friend requests from majority of people that send me them, only because not that I don't want to see your beautiful stitching on Facebook, because I'm in those Facebook groups for stitching. It's just my Facebook is very political. It's very teacher oriented. It's very personal, and that side of my life I just don't want to share. I don't want to share my family with people here on Flosstube. I don't want to share my friends on Flosstube, obviously, unless they want to be shared. I'll talk about them, of course, because they're huge parts of my life. I don't want to invade anybody's privacy. So with that, I'm just not going to pretty much give any access to my Facebook profile. But you reach out to me on Instagram. Of course, here on Flosstube in the comments, I try to reply. It's been overwhelming levels of support from y'all. It's just, there's so many people here just stopping in, talking about stitching for a little bit, and then heading out. Like, it is one of the best parts of doing this. That's the reason I'm remaking this video, because there's a level of fellowship that comes through Flosstube, and I really enjoy it. So now that we're 10 minutes in, hopefully I've cut a couple of things at this point, but hopefully my editing will be a little bit better. I can snip in a minute or so off of all that. But I also have this shirt on right now. We're gonna talk about this super quick. Look at this. Isn't this just the cutest? I just love this. I wore it to my doctor's appointment this morning. She thought it was cute too. But yeah, so a rainbow fist. Obviously, I don't know how you would miss it, but this is the symbol of the Black Lives Matter movement. And then it's got, obviously, a Caucasian and a black fist. White and black fist with the rainbow one in the middle. I don't like the rainbow one in the middle. I would prefer if this one was here, but I like I like this in the middle because it also talks about LGBTQIA+, Black men, women, and non-binary pals. So I kind of am okay with that because I'm like, look, it's not talking about me, it's talking about them. So I think I just had to look at it differently. Now I like the rainbow in the middle. Because seriously, our LGBT youth, LGBTQ plus youth in the Black communities are so, I mean, they literally have two huge stereotypes put on them, expectations. I know you can't be queer in the Black community. I know you can't. I have my friends that have struggled with that. I can't even imagine to have two marginalizations against you. So yeah, as you can tell from the shirt, Black Lives Matter. Black lives are cherished, loved, and appreciated over here. We support them and financially, mentally, and physically. We don't hate on anything here in the comments. It seems that the more Flosstubes I post, the more people are going against me. There's an overwhelming amount of support for Black Lives Matter in my comments. Do not get me wrong. I have created a really nice friend list on my feed that has very proactive, progressive, human rights oriented posts. But I'm not about, you're gonna catch these hands if you go in the comments and tell me that this should not be on my YouTube. Get off my YouTube. I am not a mean person. I get stern, but I do not get mean. Because first, I do all things with compassion. I do not get mean, but I am very adamant about I will comment. I will take your comment. I will delete it, report it for hate, report your channel for hate speech, and then to turn it around, block you so you don't even see my stuff anymore. So don't even act like you're gonna go into the comments and tell me Trump 2020, mama, because that's not the tea. And if you're here and you don't want to talk politics, but you still want to enjoy my stitching, cool, drone me out. Focus on your own stitching. That's cool, but don't come for me when I start talking about it, please. Because this is my platform and this is what I feel like I can use it for, so that's what I'm doing. But I know all of y'all already know that. I know you all love me for it, so we're gonna keep it pushing. Kind of come off the heavier topic. Etsy shop is up. We've got lives coming out every other Monday here on YouTube now. So now that I've kind of generated a little bit of a following, YouTube has allowed me to post lives here on YouTube, as well as record them here. So what I'm gonna do is when I record on Mondays and post them on Mondays, if I do things normal from now on, I will the next week do a YouTube live. And in the following week, do a Flosstube, do a YouTube live the following week. That way, I can get some live and get interactions with y'all, because again, we're here for the fellowship of all of this. We're here to commune with one another, talk about stitching, and understand where each other are coming from, because personally, no one in my life knows when I'm like, oh my God, I got a heaven and earth design. They're like, okay. So it's nice to have those lives. I'll try to do them all. I will do them alternating weeks from my YouTube videos posting. So since this here is on Tuesday, September 22nd, I will actually be going live, because it was supposed to be posted yesterday. I'll actually be going live Monday, September 28th here on YouTube. Most likely 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. That seems to work out for a lot of people. I've done a few lives in the past through Instagram and YouTube. I like YouTube more. There's more interaction. And a few more people have YouTube rather than Instagram. A lot of people don't have Instagram. So, now that I've babbled on about YouTube lives, I think this video will probably hit about an hour. I think yesterday's video hit about an hour and a half, but I was doing a lot of like sitting around and just babbling, so. New Etsy shop, YouTube lives, I've got new starts, I have plenty of haul, I have some multi-craftual stuff, I have some crochet, I have some embroidery, I have a statement on the J.K. Rowling shenanigans that has been going on in our world right now, and I also have voting to talk about. It is September 22nd, it is National Voter Registration Day, it is also National Voter Registration Week for both new and veteran voters. With that, I do want to go ahead and just simply state that if you are registering to vote, which everyone should, because people have fought for you to have your right to vote, most likely. My audience is 98% female on the binary spectrum because YouTube doesn't allow non-binary options. It's like 98, 99% female. Someone has fought for the right for you to vote, and it would break my heart if you didn't seize that right. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. That's your business. I'll tell you who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Biden. And, you know, we're riding with Biden over here in this household. And he may not be a perfect candidate. We definitely don't have either one a perfect candidate. We'll never have a perfect candidate. But what we need to realize too is that which candidate aligns with your values, but also which candidate is going to get you one step closer to that idealistic candidate. So Biden might get us to someone in the next 4 years that is better and is more, it's easier for them to step into that position. So you never know. Also with the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which I'm still having a pretty hard time over that. That was, that woman, she has power. She was powerful, and she has done some phenomenal things. And I'm not getting like super into it because things change every day. But as of right now, Trump is trying to appoint, or sorry, I won't say his name. I might get flagged for that. 45 is trying to appoint a seat for her in her position, and he's trying to get a conservative judge in there or a justice. And if he does, a lot of possible landmark amendments to the Constitution and to laws protecting people are up for debate. And it's not up for debate over here. Those are not going to be up for debate. I'm not even, I mean, if you're a woman and you voted, you can thank her. I mean, that woman, I mean, she's done like some pretty like phenomenal things. I mean, she wasn't alive when the Voting Suffrage Act stuff went through, but you can still thank her because she did a lot of stuff for women. Ignore everything about the voting, but listen to what I'm saying. Like, her seat needs to have someone like her in it. That's all I'm gonna say. And with the current electee, it does not look like someone is going into that seat that looks like her. So I'm going to kind of spice it up today. Sit back with your stitching, grab a snack, coffee, whatever you want to do. I'm going to keep you on your toes, and we're just going to go wild. So you're not going to know when I'm going to talk about stuff. That way you can't pass all of the Black Lives Matter stuff. That's my way of making sure people listen. And it's not even that I want you to listen to me. I just want you to know that you need a little bit of education if you haven't already been educated. So, which I mean, you can never have too much education. Future teacher here, you can tell. So I'm gonna set the coffee down. I won't set, oh, that was probably really loud. I am so sorry. My voice is also a little bit hoarse today, so I hope it's not like too bad. I have my book. We know all about my book. With my notes. God, I have so much good stuff. I have so much good stuff to show y'all. I was really disappointed when this video did not upload. I was really disappointed. I wonder if y'all can hear those notifications. I don't even know why. Okay. I don't know how that just did that, so I might have to clip that there, but it might be fine. Someone was trying to call me. So yeah, I have my book. I'm going to go ahead and step right into it. I think this video is going to be pretty similar to yesterday's video because I have an outline. So I finally gotten it. After 4 and a bonus Flosstube, I have actually gotten an understanding of what to do for these. I have so much to talk about, so much to talk about. I'm so excited. Okay. Etsy store. So I have a finish. So I actually have two finishes. I have this first finish. I stitched it up as a cross stitch, but then I started stitching it and I didn't like, it's not that I didn't like how it looked. I just wanted to change it up a little bit because I've been cross stitching all day, but I wanted to stitch up the pattern because I felt like I needed to in the moment. So I wanted to do it in an embroidery piece. I had to make sure I had it the right way. It is a Biden Harris 2020 cross stitch design. It is on my Etsy shop. It's on my Etsy shop, Noah Stitches Designs, and I've got it on there. I think it's like $5. The only reason I'm going with Etsy instead of something like Gumroad where you can pay what you can or not pay at all, like do like a free thing, which I would love to do in like the perfect world. That is my go-to. I just can't. It takes so much time to design it, but also to stitch it up and to finish it and get it as a pattern and to change out the symbols and to do all this other stuff. And it's like, it does come with a lot. And then paying for the pattern program and then paying for the Etsy store because Etsy takes their percentages. It just was easier for me to go the actual selling route. They are digital PDFs. They are sent to your email almost immediately. But yeah, it's up to you. You don't have to buy it. Don't feel obligated. Again, I finished mine as an embroidery. It's specified on the actual post about that. If someone stitches this up and cross stitch soon, I'll add that post. Like I'll add that picture to the post as well so you can see what it looks like. But again, this is a satin stitch embroidery. So it's the Biden Harris. I just made it into a little pillow. It's got like a galaxy on the background. It's just some spare fabric that I had. It's only about 4 inches by 3 inches. That's it upside down. This is my seam, which is not the best. I was really just like trying to get it done. Originally I just charted it for Biden 2020, and then I'm like, this pillow is like, I used Orts on the inside, which is great, but I should have used it with a little bit of like polyfill because it doesn't like hold very well. See, that holds much better now. Maybe if I like squish it down. It looks wrinkly, but it holds. So yeah, this is I originally had it charted for Biden 2020, and then I had the Harris to it because I know we had Clinton running for president back in 2016, and she was the first female to do so, but this Harris is the first female vice president to run and be elected as the nomination. So I thought that was pretty important to have her name on there, even if, God forbid, they do not win. But 41 days and we'll see. So yeah, again, I did mine as an embroidery. You can do it as a cross stitch. It's designed as a cross stitch. So you can also do it embroidery. That's the beautiful thing about a cross stitch pattern. All you have to do is just go over those X's with a satin stitch. So you're actually not even altering the pattern. My other finish, oh wait, I want to talk about my other design that I have in my Etsy store. I have this one, which I showed a couple floss tubes ago. Once I defeat this chemical imbalance in my brain, it's over for you bitches. Ugh. I designed this last year. Designed it on graph paper in my notebook. During a class in school, I saw the quote like on Facebook or something, and I pulled it together and was like, that's cute. Went home, stitched it that night. I went ahead and charted it up on my pattern creator, like my program, and literally this would take you no time. This fits in a standard 5x7 on 14 count Aida. If you don't want to do Aida and you want to do even weave, it fits still in the 5x7. The letters are not too big, but they are nice. If you want it, it's also in the store under chemical. I think it's like chemical imbalance or something. But that's on the Etsy store as well. Again, $5. So anything I think that pretty much is going to be PDF is going to be about $5, just because that really does offset. And that's not even like a lot when you think about like having to design and put in work, but also it's some words, like what's that actually going to do? So, you know, I'll design some other patterns later on, maybe some Lana Del Rey patterns, maybe some other quotes. Like, I know that there was the revolution in our time for riot. I think I'm going to design that up today and put that on there as well, but I would have to stitch it. I also have another one on there. I think it's going to be like living my okayest life. I have like all these like grand plans, right? I design at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I woke up and I'm like, I can't go back to sleep. So I'm like designing. This is my next finish. It is for Breonna Taylor. It is in honor of her memory. This is from Top Knot Stitcher. The original design has a tree, and Breonna Taylor's name is actually stitched with cross stitch, full coverage, like a full stitch. I did back stitch because I wanted her name to kind of be a little bit thinner, just because she does have a longer name. I thought it fit more because I didn't do the tree. I have it on the 25 cal opal fabric. It's on a blue one, and I also have the floss being the Etoile 550 by DMC. You can't see that. You're not going to really be able to see this sparkle, I don't think. Well, you can see the sparkle on the fabric, but not in the floss. But yeah, say her name, Breonna Taylor, and then what they did, Top Knot Stitcher, she had a line here, it was like grass, and then a little tree that went up here, and then the name, it was a little bit wider down there at the bottom. It was really pretty. I just wanted to stitch this within the day because this is when, the other day we had a ruling that the city of Louisville, Kentucky announced that the death of Breonna Taylor was wrongful. It was not justified, the killing of her, and they have charged one of the cops, and he's lost his job, but the other two are yet to be charged, and there is $12 million going towards the family for the wrongful death of Breonna Taylor, which I'll just go ahead and say this. City budgets are huge. City budgets are tax budgets, which came from the citizens of the city. So the city of Louisville did nothing in my eyes. I don't care if it was 12 million. I don't care if it was 120 million. First off, you just priced someone's life. You have no idea what she was going to accomplish. She could have cured cancer. She could have been the first astronaut on Mars. You have no idea. And you just valued a life with a price tag. Also, you didn't pay that money. The citizens of the city did, because they were tax dollars. So don't even look at me and say that justice has been served for her, because it's not. It has not been served. And I am still waiting, and I am still paying attention. And the thing is, it's like, they have shut down the judicial buildings in the city of Louisville today and for the rest of the week. They plan on having a ruling within 3 days on the other two officers. They have closed the buildings because they expect it to be rioted against, looted against. So that just tells me exactly where they're at with their decision at the moment. And that is so disappointing. So disappointing. But I don't know. They might surprise me. Come through. Come on. Come on. So, because that was kind of a heavier topic, I'm not going to go into the next thing that I was going to talk about, but we'll go ahead and do a new start. We'll do a multi-craftual aspect of it. I do have some yarn coming from I think it's Third Trilogy Yarns or Third Coast Yarns. I have it coming. It'll be here soon. It's not here yet, is my point. It's actually coming from London, so it'll be quite some time. She hasn't even shipped it yet, which is fine, because the reason I found her and the reason I bought that yarn in particular is because she was on that song Entrepreneur by, it features Jay-Z. I forgot who the lead artist is on that, like whose actual song it is, but it has Jay-Z on it. And Entrepreneur, it's like a song about like, you know, being Black and like building up your business from the ground up. And it has nothing but BIPOC entrepreneurs throughout the music video because they're selling their products. So this lady come across and her yarn behind her was so stunning. And I was like, I have to have it. And I get to support like a Black owned business, a Black female owned business. What's it cost? Because I'm getting it. Like I'm buying it. Sold. You got me. So I've just been working on my knitting because I want to knit a pair of socks with that yarn. So whenever it gets here, which is fine, take your time because I'm sure she's slammed because she's literally like, that music video has like millions and millions and millions of views. So like she's probably been slammed, which is so good. I'm so happy for her. I'm really hoping that's the case. But so I've just been working on my stitching, just on classic standard knitting needles. This is my stockinette stitch. And then I have the garter ridge down here at the bottom, just trying it out. This is the front, this is the back. I do have a question though. How do y'all get your tension to stay pretty even on top as well as like on the ends? Because if you can look, you can see how that hole is a little bit bigger on the last stitch. The last stitch always has extra yarn and I don't know where it comes from. I know I crochet a little bit tighter than the normal person, but like I don't think I knit tighter than, because it doesn't squeak and it's pretty easy to get the needle in, like to the stitch. So I have no idea. I don't even think this is actually going to be anything. I think I'm just actually just trying it out. And then even on top of that, like the socks are going to be with circular needles. So like I'm not even practicing on the right set of needles right now. But that's okay. I'm using Caroline off the Gray Needle Arts. She's a good friend of mine. She won't be watching these Flosstubes for a while because she's off the grid at the moment, and she's able to post videos, but she can't stream them because Nicholas, her son, is in virtual school, and they're up there in Canada. They're off of I think they're off of the Georgian Bay. It's beautiful. It's my current wallpaper on my phone is a picture she actually took up there of the lake, or of the bay, I mean, and it was, there's a rainbow coming. It's stunning. I might, if I'm okay with my editing, no, I'm not gonna put it in a picture. That's too much work. Go to her Instagram, Off the Grid Needle Arts. I'm sure she's also gonna cross post it to YouTube because it's beautiful. So that's a new start. To keep it in the same realm, I'm also gonna just go ahead and do another crochet piece. I am working with this Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn. It's just a yellow variegated white. It reminds me of like a lemon popsicle for some reason, like a sucker or something. It's just a dishcloth. I just needed a new one for my kitchen that matched my new color scheme. And so yeah, it's a bright yellow. I really enjoy it. You use cotton yarn if you're crocheting or knitting up a dishcloth, because then it'll absorb water. Acrylic repels, just so you know. And then I'm also using an eye hook. It's just the boil or whatever, hook. But also on top of that, I'm not going, like, that's not something that's actually gonna get done anytime soon. It can get done within the hour, but it's my, like, I'm in bed and I'm exhausted, but I just need to like put in a few stitches on something. So that's what I do instead of having a frog out cross stitch the next day or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my last new start, and then I'm going to show the Harry Potter thing. I feel like that's important. Okay, I am stitching up the Michelle Bendy Stitchy Designs, which is not the name of her store whatsoever. It's Bendy Stitchy. For her design work that she does for cross stitch. She pulled up let me correct that real quick. She dropped a Drama Llama sampler. It is a political cross stitch as well. It is sorry, I'm pulling up the website right now. I am doing it on 32 count even weave. It's on this yellow mottled fabric. I'm doing it with 2 DMC colors. I actually exchanged out the DMCs. I swapped them out. But yeah, let's go ahead and show that super quick. I actually got this super cute board too with these cute little clips. Sorry, I'm pulling this up. I swear, I don't know why Abby doesn't just have her own tab on her own website. Yeah, she's these little clothespins. My yarn decided to get it, or my thread got a little crazy on me here. So yeah, like I said, I'm doing this on 32 count even weave. It's on this mottled yellow fabric. It's really beautiful with these colors. I did swap it out. It's originally charted with a Dinky Dyes blue and a Dinky Dyes green. I do not have Dinky Dyes. I don't plan on getting Dinky Dyes. I wanted to start this ASAP, and I did start it ASAP, but my new start also kind of distracted me for a couple of days. So I've kind of been pausing on this one. I did stitch this one though on my live, and so many people loved it and actually helped me make a color choice on the piece. So this is what the Drama Llama sampler looks like. It has an alphabet up at the top, it has an alphabet at the bottom with a number set, and then it also says right there in the middle with those llamas, no time for drama, semicolon, this patriarchy won't dismantle itself. She also has a new design out with this same pattern, but she's changed out the words for a Ruth Bader Ginsburg quote, and also put in the years from 1933 to 2020. Because RBG was 87. Such a long life. Like, she has seen so much. That is amazing. I really hope that she was happy in those final moments. I hope she didn't feel like she was burdening the world. Because that's the type of woman she is. She would put everybody in front of her. She was phenomenal. She was phenomenal. But anyways, back to the sampler. She had it charted for the Dinky Dyes. It's what I was just talking about. Ocean Pines and Down Under Blues. I instead am using DMC 550. It is my favorite purple. We all know that. I have like 6 patterns in it. And then I'm using 854 DMC. This is what mine currently looks like. Don't mind the Q-snap marks. Everything is not ironed today, so sorry about it. This is where we're at. We have about half the alphabet up there at the top. We have a couple borders that we still need to finish up. We have the no time for drama semicolon. This patriarchy won't dismantle itself. And patriarchy is in blue because it represents the patriarch. I don't know. I just wanted it to be contrasting with the purple, and I really thought the purple would be perfect there. So yeah, that's where we're at. It'll probably fill up probably about here and then about here because I'm almost at the bottom. So plenty of room for finishing. I'm gonna do this as a cute, super cute wall hanging. Show it one more time. This is where we're at. But yeah, that's that one. Again, this is what the finished product will look like. I do working copies for charts such as these where they're the books. I don't like the layout of the spread of a page where it has the crease in the center. So I just simply do 2 scans on the Notes app on my iPhone. Go ahead and go over to my printer, print it off, call it a day. It's nice to work traditional copies sometimes too, but I do love my pattern keeper, do not get me wrong. Something like this where it's smaller, I don't feel the need to use something like pattern keeper. I also do think it's a little interesting. I don't have this in a project bag at the moment because it is so much smaller than my other projects. So I just kind of wanted to share this super quick. I go ahead and just, because this is only 1/8 of fabric, I just fold it up and throw it in with the pattern and the flosses right next to it. If I'm by my stitchy corner, I have clips, like actual like binder clips. So what I do is I binder clip the top of these and then it's together, the whole thing. Obviously other than my Q-snap, because I don't like keeping stuff in Q-snaps. So when I start getting a little bit bigger, more progress. So My next pattern is not going to be shown outside of the Q-snap because I am absolutely exhausted of taking this out and putting it back in. But what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna show this as the cover art, and I'm also going to kind of compare the stitching to the actual picture because I am really enjoying this. It's becoming quite enjoyable already. I have chosen to do the Heaven and Earth designs. They had a sale on my birthday and I was like, it's my birthday, I have to. And I've been wanting to do a Heaven and Earth ever since I started, so it's not even that far of a stretch of the imagination to see myself doing one. I've done my Lion King, that was 70,000 stitches, so like I'm obviously capable. Also, of like a full coverage. Also, I have, this is a mini, so it has 92 colors. 92. Let's say that one more time. A mini has 92 colors. You know what the max color is? Like 126. So like 30 more colors. What would that have done at this point? That's a third. Like, what would that have done? But anyways, let me not go on a tangent. It's called Mini Victorian Garden. I've been stitching on this for 2 days now. Not 2 days time, but like literally on Saturday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday. Because I didn't stitch on this on Friday because I was with virtual stitchers. And you cannot stitch a Haid with virtual stitchers. So yeah, Mini Victorian Garden. This is what it looks like. Oh my God, isn't that just stunning? Got the autumn leaves, the bouquet of flowers, the bushes, the house, this tree line in the back, the daylight, everything. It's just stunning. This is where I'm at. Don't mind all my parked threads. I've also been learning how to park, so at first it was quite a bit of so when you have something like this where it's just a knot, just start at the bottom and just start working it down and it untangles itself. It's not even a knot, it's just like literally a tangle. See how it did that? So start right here at the bottom and just finger comb it out. People also will wind up their flosses, like they'll have it like this, wind it in their hand, keep it in the grind guard or keep it around a needle minder, kind of like that. Right there. So they'll have like a needle minder here holding this loop of yarn, the threads. I just work with so many of them. I just keep them dangling or off to the side because I'm having to pull so many. I've also become like a pro at needle sticking, like sticking the thread in the needle. But this is where I'm at. Isn't that pretty? Look at the clouds in the sky. That's really showing well. I need to put the board behind it so you just don't see anything. But yeah, that's where we're at. We, 3,300 stitches, I believe. I am working towards 4,000. I thought I was at 4,000 for a couple of days. I definitely was not. Doing it on 25 count even weave from Fire Poppies, DMC threads, 10 stitch 2/1, 25 count. My friend Matt, he is doing 28 count and he's doing 1/1. So I don't think I'm crazy for doing, no, he's doing 2/1. Yeah, I think he's doing 2/1, which is a smaller fabric, right? 25 count, yeah. Yeah, it's just, no, it's a bigger fabric. I don't know. Anyways, don't worry about it. But yeah, this is why I love myself, because I will watch these videos back and I'm like, ultimate cringe. Like, you see me like really struggling here, right? Because I see so much beautiful stitching and I'm always talking to someone, like, whether it be Garrett or Robert or Julie or like anybody, because like I reach out and like they reach out and stuff like that, like they're friends of mine. So like I'm constantly seeing stitching, so it's so hard to like remember who is stitching on what and their counts that they're doing it on. But I believe he's doing it on 28 count 2/1, and it's gonna be pretty small. But his is really cute. It's like two guys, but like the guy has like deer ant. Just look it up, MBC Stitcher on YouTube, on Instagram. But I do want to show the Heaven and Earth. So, like, compared to the photo. So, I'm in this top corner, right? In this top left corner. I always start my top left. I started in the center for my Lion King. Big uh-oh. Big uh-oh. Big, big, big uh-oh. I had to do the whole thing cross country because there was no way that I could park starting in the center. Don't ever do that. Sorry. Check your measurements be confident in your measurements, like triple check, like do not start in the center with a height. It's so hard. But I do want to show someone has finished it. This is what it looks like stitched. Look at this. This one, okay. That's the cross-stitched one. I don't know what fabric, I don't know what coverage. And then that's the real one. Tell me that's not the same picture without the logo. Oh my God, I know. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show it with the picture so you can see kind of my progress, because I'm across the first page. So I'm literally right above the house right now. My stopping point is that house. Like right above, like right there. Do you see it? Get a little bit closer. See how I'm right there? I've got this like speckling of the trees right there, right here. Isn't that crazy? Like, and you don't even notice that like up close, it's kind of blurry because there's so many stitches and there's so much confetti, because these trees are really thick. But also like from far away, because heaven and earths are kind of like a painting. Like you have to step back and enjoy them, because even if you step up on a painting this close, you're not going to enjoy that painting. So that's how I treat full coverage cross stitches. So look at that. That's what it looks like. It's gonna fit on 1/8 of fabric with finishing room, 2 inches on each side. It's gonna be pretty small. Again, I'm doing it on 25 count over 1, so that's the reason it's gonna be so small. But I'm loving it. I don't wanna put it down, and I'm not going to. I think today I'm gonna kill some homework, and then I'm gonna really put in some time on this one, because I am making friends. I am making plans with friends though for tonight. I deserve a night off. But I have to do some serious homework before I go out with them. So that's the last of my new starts. I do want to go ahead and talk about my Harry Potter piece. So we remember in my first Flosstube, I did a finish. I showed all my finishes and I showed all my current whips. And I had this Harry Potter piece. This is an In This House piece. You can find them on Etsy. There's plenty of them. I know Bart, Park Hopper Bart. Try to say that one 3 times fast here on YouTube and on Instagram. Everyone follow him here on YouTube. He needs like 5,000 subscribers. He does not need 700 or I think that's where he's at. I think he's at like 600, 700. He needs, everybody go subscribe to him. If you love me, you're gonna love him. He just designed this amazing cross stitch Tomb Sweet Tomb. The like frame of it from Disney, like the actual ride, and like, it's amazing. Like he framed it himself, and he was telling me some like private stuff about like his framing endeavors. And I was like, dude, yeah, you don't even realize until you're in there with the hammer and you're like, I have to nail this in, which he admitted on his channel. So like, I'm not reading him to filth for anything, but, so go follow him. But he has a Disney one. So it says, in this house, we do Disney, you know what I mean? And in this one, it says, in this house, we do Harry Potter. So like, for instance, it says, in this house, we cast spells and free house elves. In this house, we board the Hogwarts Express at platform 9 3/4. So there's, you know, little notes and little motifs and stuff too of like the steps off the Marauder's map, or I think that's what it's called. And then a lightning bolt and a little Dementor. So this is a perfect segue for J.K. Rowling. So go ahead and pull up another browser. Keep me talking because I'm going to talk you through this. Pull up a separate browser. Go ahead, right now. Okay, this is really going to be an 1.5 hour long video because I haven't even started on my whips. Go ahead and pull up a separate browser. Go to urbandictionary.com. Urban Dictionary. You can Google it. It'll pop up. urbandictionary.com. This is a dictionary for like slang, acronyms, all the good stuff. So go ahead and pull that up. Still listening to me, still following along. You have Urban Dictionary popped up. Go to the search bar, turn on capitals, all like caps, and search TERF. Search, read the definition. Read it in the sentence if you have to. I'm not going to state what it is because I'll get flagged by YouTube and they'll try to demonetize me because they're terrible at this type of stuff. And having conversations like this, that's why I'm having you pull it up. This won't flag the little people that listen to these videos. But anyways, because I'm not saying it, I'm saying the acronym, TERF. So that's what J.K. Rowling is. She has been a exclusionary person, we'll say that. She does not believe that trans women are women, and she does not believe that trans men are men. She does not believe that gender nonconforming are gender nonconforming. In my book, screw you. You were my childhood hero, and you were someone that had built a world for me when I needed it the most. I will never financially support you again. Ever. I don't care. I'm never gonna see another Harry Potter movie because it has you attached to it. Financially. I'll support you through already watching the movies that I already have, already reading the books that I do have, but if a new book comes out, no, sorry. I won't be streaming it, so you'll get royalties off of that. You are not going to make comments such as that where you look at a group of people with the platform that you have and say that stuff. It's ridiculous. And to write a book about a male protagonist villain being, well, antagonist, you know what I mean, but like a male villain dressing as a woman to murder people, so you're making trans women villains, which the murder rate and hate crime rate for trans women are already staggering. It's literally 1 in 4 are murdered. And also, if you want to talk real quick, trans women that trans women that are Black, they have a 1 in 2 chance, like a 50% chance that they'll be murdered by someone. So by the time of 30, so do not use your platform to exclude and to encourage hatred towards a group of people that have already been marginalized by our society. There's absolutely no reason for you to do that. And I'm so disappointed. I'm disgusted, actually. I'm not even disappointed because screw you. You've been making comments like this for a long time, girl. This is an issue. And I really hope someone gives you a wake-up call, but it won't be me. And even if you have a wake-up call, you won't catch me over there. You catch some other people. They can go support you. I won't. So where I'm going with this is you can support the art and not the artist. You can love the art and not the artist. I mean, it's okay to do that. I'm not going to stop watching Harry Potter. But I am going to look at it different, you know? And that's something that, I just have to admit to. That's something that's going to happen, but it'll happen, whatever. I'll enjoy it for what it's worth, I guess. There's plenty of other better, more progressive and kind, loving authors out there that write better. So I'll be fine with my reading. But Top Knot Stitcher, Abby, she did an amazing, cool thing. She designed, I don't have a cover picture of it right now because it was on Instagram and I'm on my phone recording this. But she did a lightning bolt, like a Harry Potter lightning bolt, but she used the trans flag as the colors. So it's like, the colors, the white in the center, pink, blue, and all that good stuff. And some people she gave it out for free. And then some people are also designing it with trans women are women. Some people are putting trans wizards are welcome. Everyone's welcome. A wizard is a wizard. I've seen so many variations on what people are putting with it. It's super neat. I don't have it stashed up. I don't have the stuff that I need for stash to stitch it. So I'm just gonna wait until I go back to the store and I'll pick up the 2 flosses that I need. Because I have white, but I already have a fabric chosen for it. So a lot of people are stitching that and that's awesome. I just wanna bring light to that, bring attention to that. Again, using a platform for what you can use it for. We're gonna kind of fly through whips because it's almost an hour. And what have you been listening to? At least you have a lot of stitching time. I know a lot of people love this because I get stitching time, or they get stitching time in. Oh. Ooh! I am so sorry. That was probably so loud. At least it wasn't nasty. I'm working on my Mirabilia August Paradox. Oh, we're going straight into WIPs, which is works in progress. Here in the cross stitch community, we love acronyms. So does the knitting and crochet community. They have their acronyms, we have ours. So kind of just going over stuff super quick. FFO is fully finished object. It is where you have finished the cross stitch and you have finished the cross stitch into an item, such as, of course, now I can't find it. Girl, where did I put it? Oh. This is an FFO. This is a fully finished item. This is going on my bookshelf and it is done. However, something like my Hade is a work in progress, which is a WIP. And then you have FOs, which is finished object, which is when you're just done with the cross stitch. Don't have anything like that right now, but FOs. So I'm doing the WIP parade now. So I've got the Mirabilia August Peridot fairy, and I am doing a skin conversion with her. I will not be giving out the skin conversion because it is not my skin conversion. I don't steal skin conversions over here. I know some people do, but that's none of my business. I'm not doing that. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, it's Lord Labidian, I think it's Lord Labidian. All I did was literally Google DMC thread skin conversion, and a million opportunities to change up threads, to blend threads popped up. So I didn't do blending on this one. I just literally just did the 3 DMCs at the 3. So Mirabilia used 3 covers or 3 colors in this version of her skin. So I did 3 colors for a black woman. Don't know what her name is yet. Still working on that. We'll get there eventually. We obviously remember, which everyone was so supportive about, my Mirabilia error where I have to restart. Like, I had a restarter. You just got a sneak peek of her if you were looking up. I hope you weren't looking up though. I hope you were stitching. I always think it's so funny when people are like, oh, I can't stay away. Like, I have to watch it. Like, I can't just listen. And I'm like, no, get some stitching in. I feel like I'm wasting time. But, so yeah, I am on, this is, I said earlier, not ironed. Yeah, so I'm doing a skin conversion for her. I'm doing a 32 count even weave. I did not do 1/1 for the skin. Last time you saw her, she only had the skin done. Now she has her feathers in her hair, the back stitching on her skin, and she has a little bit of the wing as well as the dress started and the hair done. So I actually got quite a bit of work done on her. So this is what she looks like. See if we can get like a little cover art. I got this new needle mender too. This is not gonna go in haul because I already have it on the piece, but it's just a spool of thread. I just thought it was pretty artsy and I feel like that's something that she would use. So pretty much all that I have left is going to be all that I have left. There's a lot left. I have all of her wings, her fairy wings right here. And then I have her dress, which goes out like this. So it'll be huge, but it'll be beautiful. And I do not mind that. I think what I'm gonna do today is just kind of not toss, but just set the pieces to the side and then we'll package them after I'm done filming. Because I have been talking. I keep my beads in the Notions pouch that Caroline made, as well as the DMC threads are just in the bottom of this tote. This is by Evertotes, which is made in Canada by Caroline off the Great Needle Art. She's gonna be linked down there in the description box, of course. The reason I have all my DMCs just laying in the bottom of this as bobbins is because I don't want to put it in my bobbin box because I'm going to pretty much use all of this thread. So there's no need to put it in kit. No need to put it in stash and then have to pull it out of stash for another project and then not have enough for my Mirabilia because that's more important. I ramble. So yeah, that's this little piece. It's beautiful. I'm going to use it all year round. I don't care. I understand the Halloween. She just dropped her holiday collection. I couldn't afford it right now to get a new one because I've been buying way too much stuff, which I don't think you can ever really do, but you can. And so I went ahead and just passed this year. I might get like 2 next year to like compensate. That's a good idea. If she's still doing it, because I know it's a lot of work to run stuff like that. I really hope she is though. She has beautiful, beautiful stitching. Beautiful work. I hate this piece. Hate it. Everybody loved the cactus. I loved the cactus at first too. But trust me, if you were stitching on this fabric, you would know why I do not like this fabric. It is terrible. I know good fabric. I've been stitching for 7 years. The people that have stitched even a year know what good fabric is. This is not good fabric. It was also $3 at the store, so I should understand that. But it is a full kit for $3. I should know what's coming. I'm not stitching it. I think I'm just gonna throw it away. Or if anybody wants it, should I finish it? Is it a cute finish to put in my bathroom or something? I might finish it to put it in my bathroom. I don't know. Right now, I don't even want to look at it. I'm not even taking it out of the hoop. It's hard to get the fabric on here. It's taut right now, and with embroidery, I have to tighten my hoop every 3 seconds because this fabric is like plastic. I hate it. That's really strong. I just don't like this fabric. If it was like a linen, gold, oh my God, I'd be golden. Is this what everybody embroiders on? Because this is not soft. Is there softer versions of this and I just have like the really low grade? It's already fraying. I've worked on it for like 20 minutes max. Because classes have just gotten so intense to where I can't really like stitch in class anymore. So I'll bobbinate or I'll work on crochet or something like that. But next I'm working on my Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Autumn series. It is the espresso one. The glare is really bad. I never take it out of the plastic because my beads are back there. That was a lot, and I'm impressed I just said all that. This is what it looks like. I'm literally not even putting it, I haven't even corrected, like, so I've done so much more on this pattern, but I haven't even highlighted it since stitching those areas, and that tells you that, like, I literally picked this up for, like, 10 stitches, set it back down, pick it up, like, 3 hours from then, 10 stitches, set it back down. So this is where I'm at. I don't feel it right now because it's not at the beading. There's a lot more cross stitch than beading in this. And I thought it was gonna be a lot more beading, but I mean, that's okay. Like, it's nobody's fault. So yeah, this is where we're at. I think last time y'all saw it, there wasn't a handle. The inside of the pot wasn't full, and neither was this mug. I've gotten the tablecloth done. So I mean, for someone that hasn't like stitched on it for more than 20 minutes over the past 2 weeks, there's actually quite a bit done. Also, someone commented on my last video talking about they would be concerned with the paper tearing because it's perforated paper. This is like look at me doing that. Like, I'm folding it over and it's still not tearing. It does bend and crease, but when you have your stitches on there and it's full coverage, it doesn't matter. It's not paper. It's not like a piece of paper, you know? I think you'll be fine. I really need to eat. That's another reason I need to finish this. I didn't eat this morning, and it's definitely like almost 11. And y'all know I love to eat. Next is going to be the same fabric that I did my Breonna Taylor one on because I like the opalescent. It's 25 count. It is Lugana, Monaco. It's something, it's even weave. But it's also my Patriotic by Sinji Stitch. With that, she's got the, she also has another pattern in her shop that I really like too. It's the blueberry one. That's also one that Matt is working on right now because she's about the size actually of Mirabilia. So this is called Naomi. I've named her Naomi. There was a story about it in like, I think Flosstube number 2, another 1.5 hour long video. It is patriotic. It is this lady with the American flag, not wrap, like it's not like the American flag, but it's like a wrap of some sort with the American flag on it. So she's like patriotic, but obviously she's a woman of color. So I wanted to do it on sparkly. I'm doing her 1/1 as charted. This is where we're at. Not a ton. I actually don't think I've picked her up since the last video. So I'm not even gonna like show her. Which is really embarrassing, but like, this is really embarrassing. So I had some friends over one night and I was wanting to stitch on this. So like they were spending the night in my living room and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm just gonna like pull this project. Like this is one that I can stitch with my night lamp right here. I'm like, it's small. I don't have to use my Q-snap. I don't have a lot of threads. I have a project bag for it already. I think this would be perfect. I bring it in here Well, one thing leads to another. Nobody goes to bed. I'm not in here. I'm not in my bedroom. And so like we all end up like sleeping in like weird spots, right? So like I'm in my bed with like one of them and like a friend. But like so someone had moved my project bag, which is fine. Like it's project bags can actually take a lot of like wear and tear. Like I've spilled drinks on these and it's repelled the water for at least a few seconds, long enough. So I didn't mind that it was moved. I just couldn't find it. It was like in my closet. And like, I think they just put it in my closet so I didn't like step on it or anything, which was really sweet. But yeah, I was like, it's like, where did Naomi go? I was like, I don't know where she's at. See, I sit there and I say that I'm gonna be quick, and then I sit here and have stories, and it's been 10 minutes, you know? Next I'm working on, it's in this project bag. It's the Avocado, my first ever project bag. It's got a blue lining. I have the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler Stitch Along for 2020. I am missing September, but I am caught up to August. I'm not going to do September until like next week. I always wait till the very end of the month to do my sampler. The reason I wait for that is because I have other sampler pieces, as well as the fact that I have, I like to see other people's pieces because they'll do different colors and different designs will emerge. So when I'm stitching it, I'm like, oh, this is where they had that design, and it's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clip these on here really quick. I'm doing it on 18 count Aida. It's just from the store, it's from Michael's. I do have the complete width of the pattern. I don't know what the rest of it looks like, and I also have the height of the pattern. So we know the dimensions of it now, so I can actually go ahead and cut the fabric in a few days when I pick this back up, and I will. Because I don't like having extra fabric in my Q-snap. It makes me nervous. I feel like it's just gonna get dirty and it's not gonna hold as well, but this is where we're at. I'm stitching it in DMC 311. I've only used about 4 skeins, I believe. Stitching it 2/1. I'm pretty thread conservative. So if I frog, I use that same thread. I don't know why. It's not that the thread is expensive over here. It's only 62 cents. I'm gonna get a 20% off coupon. It makes it down to like 58 cents. It's not even bad. It's just like, it's just something I do. I don't know. So last month was August. Again, don't mind the Q snaps marks. Last month was August. It was like this like leaflet and this inner. This worked up really quick. It was August, right? Wow. This past month has felt so long. God. School has been like, dude, it's been wearing me out. I'm gonna join their stitch along for next year as well. I've already decided that. Because seriously, like I put in maybe 2 days of work a month on this piece. I forget about it for a month or more. And because it's a very forgiving piece, it's beautiful. It's monochromatic. I don't even have to like take up any space for floss and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna do their next one. And then by the end of the year, I'm gonna have a complete 2 foot wide. It's like 20 inches by 20 inches, like, is it 20 inches? Or I think it's 20 inches. I think it's like 20 inches by 20 inches. And so like, I'll have that huge piece done by the end of the year. And I spent maybe collectively 24 days, like with night stitching. Like it's not like I'm sitting down and doing like 12 hours of stitching. This is like 3 hours of stitching, 2 nights, once a month, a full finished piece by the end of the year. And it's free. Which I wish I could like give them money for this one, but I just support them with other patterns that are sitting in my stash. So maybe one day I'll do like a stash and buster and just go through everything in stash. It'll be like an extra video. Next is Pandemic. I'm actually 9% done with this, which is super cool. I didn't realize I was that far. I'm having it in this Robert made me that bag for my birthday. Super sweet of him. It's a really well constructed bag. Like I told him, I was like, dude, if you don't open an Etsy store with your bags as the selling aspect, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be angry. So this is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I'm doing it 18 count Aida. I'm also doing this on fabric that is dyed by myself. So you cannot buy this anywhere. This is not Picture This Plus. This is not a recipe from a website. This is literally just taking some Rit dye to a bowl in my kitchen with some Aida. So it's probably around 20 count now that it's been dyed. And I try to do a little bit of color fasting with it and make it a little bit softer. So it's shrinked a little bit, not shrinked. This is where we're at. I'm doing it in DMC Blanc. I also am doing it in 310 to do like a little spicy color every here and there. And I'm also doing a tutorial very soon on how to lay my stitches really evenly on this, because typically people have an issue with Blanc because it knots or it doesn't lay right. So I feel like if I can do it with this video, with this color, then people can do it for all of the threads. And I don't use a laying tool. So a lot of people are like, oh, I just use a laying tool. I don't, because it takes an extra hand. So I'm gonna have a video coming out of that soon. But this is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. It's so big, it doesn't even fit on this 20 by 30, like it's bigger. So it's literally going to be, so this board that I have behind it, you see how the border is still, like there's still extra. So it's, the stitched area alone is like 25 by 30 inches. Because I'm doing it on such a high, like such a high count Ada. But yeah, this is where we're at. Again, don't mind the wrinkles. I just took it and just threw it on, or took it out of the bag. There you can actually see it. But yeah, I got a complete page finish. I don't know if I had a page finish last time. I don't even know if the black was in there last time. It's just, it's been so long, and I don't watch my last video, so. But yeah, I'm 9% done. I have the entire border done, which was around 3,000 stitches, and now I have that first page finished. I think it's like almost 6 grand, 7 grand. I think it's like 6 grand, because 10, yeah, 7,000 would be 10%, so. Yeah, it's 7,000, sorry, it's 77,000 stitches. Not full coverage, but damn near. Long Dog Samplers has come out with a new pattern that is COVID related. It's called A New Life, or New Life, I don't know what it's called. So I'm not gonna speak on that, but they have it and it's COVID related. It's a lot smaller than this one, so if you're interested, it's like circles with little scenes in them. It's really nice, actually. I have my entire pattern in here, but I am using like the physical pattern, and I have it for back stitching. I am using Pattern Keeper though, so my physical copy is only meant for back stitch. But those are all of my whips. Other than my new haul whips. So like I did some new starters when it comes to crochet as well. Of course, I said at the beginning of this video that I have a tutorial coming out later this week where, oh, my hips hurt. Where I'm making a blanket. So this is the color. This is the colorway, I'm sorry. I stepped outside. The high today is ladies and gentlemen and non-binary pals. The high here in Tennessee today is 73. The low is 56. Like, mama, this is fall. So I stepped out on my patio yesterday morning with my coffee, and I said, looks like I'm going to the craft store. And I went to the craft store instead of going to class. Which I don't support that, but I did that. So I went to the craft store, I got some yarn. I got this yarn. These are the anniversary cakes from Karen, or Yarn Inspirations. I don't know who the mother brand is, the anniversary cakes. This has no wool in it, so for my friends that are allergic to wool and they're trying to crochet or knit, there are options out there other than just like the obvious like no wool marketed yarns. Like there's also like brand name yarns that have no wool options. So just keep that in mind. I'm also separating these colors out into individual skeins. So this is its own color. This is its own color. It's in this White Claw bucket that I got from work. It's also like a perfect yarn holder when I'm crocheting because it holds all of the yarn colors at the same time. But I do want to talk about this really quick. This is almost 40 ounces. I like heard something really weird. It was like a skeeting, like I don't know, anyways. It's almost 40 ounces. So with that, I have 3 of these, which is almost 120 ounces. So that's a huge blanket. It's probably gonna be the size of a king size bed. It's starting in the center and it works its way out. Again, I'll have that tutorial coming out if you're interested, but I only paid like $50 because they were buy two, get one free, and I had a 20% off coupon. Because they're originally $35, which, when you actually think about it, is about a dollar an ounce, right? Yeah, it's about $1 an ounce. It is $1 an ounce, but like that's also what normal soft yarn is, because this is really soft and it's bulky, so it's more yarn. So it's normal to pay just a little bit higher. But yeah, you typically pay about $10 for a pound by Karen too, so. And this is self-striping, so it's even more. So yeah, this was not a bad value. $54 for a king-size blanket, golden. And it's soft. Like, I don't even think I'll have to use a fabric softener on this pattern or on this blanket after I'm done, because that's what I do, is I'll use like a Dawn or I think it's Downy. Downy, yeah, not Dawn. Dawn is a dish detergent. I'll use Downy to soften it. Like, I'll use their fabric softener, throw it in the wash it, throw it in the wash again with a fabric softener, and then throw it in the dryer with a fabric softener, and then my blankets are like golden for the rest of their lives. At least the rest of my life, which I guess is all that matters. Now, I literally just pulled this out of the bucket, so don't mind. I am using a size J hook, which is a 10 or a 6mm. They want me to use an 11mm, but I stitch really tight when I crochet, so I need to drop a couple hook sizes. And even now, I could probably still go down to probably like a 550 looking at my stitching, but it's preference completely up to you. I am just started working on this yesterday after I filmed that tutorial, but I have gotten a lot done. It's a granny log cabin blanket. It's like a quilt blanket. So the reason it's called the log cabin is it builds on one another. It's a perfect square. Right now it's not blocked, so it looks a little funny. But my tension is actually pretty even throughout, and I'm just really enjoying it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that right now. Isn't that pretty? That is so autumnal. And look, there's speckling in the white and in this yellow that ties it to the other colors. I also have this purple, this purpley brown, that's showing really true to color, to go with this. So imagine that. Isn't that pretty? And it's gonna go, so after I do this, so it goes this way, and then you turn it 90 degrees and you do it the other way, so it'll actually go like, this row will go around the outside of this one. So it's just gonna look really good against like that yellow. Super excited. But yeah, like kind of as I was talking about with the White Claw bucket, I have like my yarns that I'm not currently stitching with on this side, and then the current one that I'm stitching with on this side, and it holds all my balls. You know what? I try to have a funny moment in every video. That was your one. If you have made it to an hour and 17 minutes, you just heard me say, and I quote, I'll say it again, my bucket holds my balls. I'm just gonna leave that to your imagination. And if you want a singular bucket to hold a singular ball, you can also use an old coffee container. I just have this in my yarn storage. I'm not actually using it for this project. I just wanted to show you. There is if you just cut the lid, these plastics are really soft to make sure that the coffee doesn't go stale or whatever. And the plastic isn't rough if you do a circle. I just took an X-Acto blade, cut the circle out. I've had this for years. Obviously wash it out before you put your yarn in there. But then it just comes right out the top, and with the ball aspect, it just rolls around in there. So it doesn't go anywhere. And this is a cheap and expensive, something you already have in your pantry. When you finish your coffee, pull it out. And it also doesn't help, or it does help. It doesn't hurt. Even though that I used a metal, like mine is a metal tin because it's better for the environment than the plastic ones. It still smells like coffee, even though I've washed it out. So my yarn smells like coffee, which I don't mind. But if you're trying to like sell something on Etsy, think about that, because it does smell like coffee, which I don't mind. Next up, we have all of my colors for, this is my, I started bobbinating last week. These are all of my colors for my Heaven and Earth design. Look how many there are. But it's also, look at that palette. It's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. Everyone just swoon over it, please. I have a new teacher's tote. I just smacked myself in the face. I have a new teacher's tote. It just says teach your heart out, and it's on an apple. There's a pocket on the other side that's really, really deep, and it goes all the way down, and then it's a canvas tote, so it's really sturdy, and it fits really well on my shoulder and hangs comfortably. So if I'm out student teaching, because I'm still set to do that next month on the 16th, 12th, the 14th, I don't know, mid-October, I can take this into the schools. I don't like using backpacks in schools that I'm visiting and or teaching at, because I don't like the, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't like the unknown of what's in a backpack when I'm visiting, just to make sure everybody's super comfortable. There's nothing that I can't put in here that I was gonna put in my backpack anyways. So I don't use backpacks, I use totes. That's my style. It's probably better for me to use a backpack. In my personal classroom, students will not be using backpacks. They will come with their backpacks, have their stuff in their backpacks, but then they will leave them at the back of the room and pull all of their stuff to their desk, because that's your resource. You should use all of them. And on top of that, I don't like backpacks. I don't like backpacks in schools, but that's just my business. Also, some more haul. Caffeinated Cat Crafts. They also had the this little kitty cat on my Heaven and Earth. Look at that little kitty cat. Ah, so cute. They also had the llama on my Drama Llama sampler. It is Caffeinated Cat Crafts on Etsy. They always come in this really pretty little bag with little, she puts them on her card, the needle minders, because they're not pins, they're just magnets. I like to use these little bags afterwards for hand-dyed floss, because I don't have too much right now, so it's easier to sort them this way. So I like to hold onto the bags. But those are the needle minders that I got. I also had like a 3-pack from Hobby Lobby or wherever I got it from. But she sent it's just like a cute little note that just says like, thanks for the continued support. So like, she knows that I've been back a few times. So like, even her just addressing that was really sweet of her. And then Tara, I'm not gonna say your last name because I didn't ask you yesterday if you wanted your last name involved. But she sent me a birthday present. It came like 2 weeks ago. Like it came the day I filmed my Flosstube. I just didn't show it. But she gave me these Mill Hill kits. They are the Painted Pumpkin series. They're the charmed ornaments. And this one is Hippie Pumpkin. And they're super small. Like, I don't even know if you can see in there, but like this perforated paper is like 2 inches. I also have, I think this is the Persian Pumpkin. Yeah, it is the Persian. And the Bewitching Pumpkin. They also have the Glowing Pumpkin, the Sunflower Pumpkin, and the Autumn Pumpkin. But those are more like fall season. These are more, like this Autumn Pumpkin and the Sunflower Pumpkin can be used from like August until like November. But the other ones are like Halloween specific. Like I wouldn't pull this out for Thanksgiving, but I still love it and it will still stay up all year round. I'm actually gonna start a Halloween ornament tree because I already have another Halloween ornament back there, which is the Michelle Bendy Stitchy one that she dropped. She had the, I'm a part of her membership that she has, and it was just this cute little one with the ghost. Look at that below. I love it, but it's an ornament, so I've got the thing on top. So yeah, those will go with that one when I'm done. Honestly, those I can probably finish. That's my plan. So October, I'm not doing my big starts anymore, like my trick or treat and my other Halloween pieces. I'm gonna save those for other times of the year where I want to stitch on Halloween stuff. I've just gotten so much Christmas and so much Halloween done this year that I just want to focus on other stuff like my pandemic and my Heaven and Earth. So I also plan on taking these ornaments though and doing one a week in October, starting the second week of October. So it aligns with Halloween because these are super easy to knock out within the week. I'm gonna say that and then we'll be in a pickle. But yeah, that's that on that one. I also have all of my DMC stash bobbinated and put into boxes. Starting, I know I'm gonna need like 5 or 6 of these boxes because it's only 15 wide, like 15 tall, and 7 blocks wide. So, no, 6 blocks. What am I talking about? 6 columns, 3 rows, which equals 15 bobbins. I have them by 100, 2, 3, 400, 500, 600. Same thing with these bobbins. It goes from 700 to 900. I almost have all of the 900s because I just work with that color way more often. And then this is my 3000s. Again, I'm keeping my Heaven and Earth separate until I'm done with my Heaven and Earth, and then I'll just integrate all of the flosses together. I got like a mark right here or something. But yeah, then I'll just integrate all the floss together and it'll be fine. I just want to make sure I have the floss I need for my Heaven and Earth. This is not haul, but this is just one of my favorite things that I've been up to lately. These are the best. They're the garlic parmesan pretzel crisp. I really like it with like a vegan queso. They have a really good one right now at the Kroger where I'm at, and I'm just really enjoying those. Even though it's got Parmesan cheese on it. It's not vegan, the pretzel, but it's good. What I've been up to lately in my life. I've been watching stuff, I've been reading stuff, I've been working on school. What I've been reading, I started Midnight Sun on Audible. It's about 25 hours. I'm about 8 hours into it. It's really good. It's really, really good. Stephanie Meyer, like, you can tell her writing has only grown immensely within the past decade. It's been a decade since she's dropped a book. Like, that's insane to me because I guess when she started writing then, because it hasn't been like a full decade. But yeah, it's a really good book. I'm enjoying the Audible so I can stitch to it. That's always been my thing with reading is it's like, if I have time to read, I fall asleep. And so with that, let me prompt the next part. I'm working on the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I haven't picked it up in a couple weeks. I'm actually about a third of the way through this book. It's really good. It's the prequel to the Hunger Games series. It is following the life of President Cornelius Snow. And he's just a young boy in this, and he starts, I think this is like the 10th Hunger Games. So this book actually spans the course of like 60 years towards the end because they have it broken up into parts. And she just did a phenomenal job. They already have it greenlit for a movie that'll actually be coming out late next year. Lionsgate is taking over production, same director, everything. I haven't read the end, so I don't know where it's actually going to end. And I'm not one of those readers that read the last page to read the rest of the book. So I'm just kind of waiting. And it's about 500, close to 600 pages. I just read another book. It's called Fever 1793. It's about the yellow fever in Philadelphia and the pandemic that they had to deal with back then. This was actually written in 2000 and published then. I had to read it for school. It's a great 5th grade book. So if anybody has any kids out there that is in the 5th grade range or read around the 5th grade, you may have to help them with certain subject-specific vocabulary. But you can pretty much get context clues as your like comprehension strategy for those words. So I think here I am like yapping about teacher language. Julie Nicely, she's also here on Flosstube. Everyone should check her out and follow her as well. She's amazing. She's doing Pandemic and she's finishing it by November. I talk about her every video, but she's also a teacher. So I think she'll understand what I just talked about with the comprehension strategies, academic language, even though they're not like teacher terms, they're used so often in education. So yeah, I think that would be a good book for like a 5th grade reader to read right now if students are still kind of struggling with the thought and ideas of what a pandemic brings, the anxieties that are caused from it, just a way of life. So it is a little gruesome, I will be honest. It's a little detailed. But honestly, you could probably just go through and omit the parts. Especially if you were to read it to them, you can omit the parts that are too graphic. You know your student or your child, so better than I do. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. What I've been watching lately, I've completely watched the entire season of Away. It was absolutely amazing. I loved the finale. Oh my God, it is a Netflix original. It is a story that follows a family, and the mother of this family is a lead astronaut as the commander to the first human-led mission to Mars. And they are either going to land on Mars or they're not. And that's what this season kind of shows. And it's called Away, like A-W-A-Y. I had to like think about that. It's called Away because it also struggles with like these different like members of this space mission are spending 3 years out in space. And it takes a year to get there, like to Mars. Like that's insane. So like they're also having to deal with like being away from their families and like the trials and tribulations that brings. It's insane. Like you have like a 15-year-old girl, like the lead character, she feels that like she's lost her mom because they don't know if they'll ever come back, like because they could die. Like it's the first mission out there. So it's a really good, the last scene, oh my god, I was bawling. So get yourself some tissues on that last episode because you've spent 10 hours with these people and like, not saying anything bad happens, like it's something good for sure, but it's like you spend so much time with these people and like, I know they're greenlit for another season because that was such a phenomenal, like everyone's reacting to it so well. I also watched the second season of Umbrella Academy, which is also a Netflix original. It's about 7, it's like a group of kind of like young adults, I think they're like in their 20s, where their dad like adopted them, and it's like an assassin training academy, and when they were kids, because they have special gifts. I'm not spoiling anything, it's all within the first like 2 minutes or trailer. So yeah, so that was really good. I watched season 2. It kind of took me a second to start it. Like I watched like the first episode, but I got distracted with something else. I think it actually might have been Away that I watched instead. And so now I've got it watched through and it'll be good. They like went back, like, I'm not going to spoil the second season, but it's not a repeat of the first season. I thought it was going to be at first. That's why I think I like kind of like stepped away from it because I was like, I don't really want to watch the first season again. But it wasn't that way. So I'm really happy that it wasn't. But yeah, I've been listening to, obviously my audiobook, but I've also been listening to some podcasts, my true crime and paranormal one. I've also been listening to lots of music. I think that's about it though. I think 1 hour and 30 is our cap today. So I'm probably not gonna have to do too much editing with this. I'll do the end cap where it pulls everything up, but I'll also do like a little intro screen grab. So I'm getting a little bit better at the editing. But yeah, if you wanna check out my Etsy store, I have that link down there. If you wanna also like, comment, and subscribe, again, like it's super cool like having y'all return and just like the fellowship of just like the cross-stitching community and how like diverse and amazing it can be, and how many different venues there are of like, avenues is a better word there. How many avenues there are of like cross-stitch to go down, and just how you think for a minute you're like, oh, like this is all I'm ever gonna stitch, and then you end up with 3 more projects the next day and you're like, how did I get here? But it's all worth it. It's all worth it. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I have everything under the link tree. Click that way. It just makes it a little bit cleaner for y'all to follow along. Everything is there. I also have my YouTube live going up on Monday, September 28th. Be there, be square, bring some stitch in, or ignore your work like some people do too. And then 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, September 28th, my YouTube live. And so I'm also going to turn around, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm putting out the how-to on that blanket on Thursday. So I'm getting that finished up. I'm getting it recorded, and we're going to make it happen. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I will catch y'all on Instagram. I post there all the time. I probably already have like 10 posts from this month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is for me. And I will see y'all over there. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be down in the comments talking to y'all for a little while. And thanks again for letting me kind of post today instead of yesterday. Yesterday was just a multitude of just, you know, but today's a new day. Let's go get it started. All right. I will catch y'all later, but remember, first do all things with compassion. So, see you later.